Hey guys, it's Christine with prettyspirits.com, and on this channel we talk all things spirituality, manifestation, and entrepreneurship. But today I want to hit on the topic of managing fear-based thoughts and anxiety. This is a big one that comes up in my sessions. As you guys know, I am a life coach focusing on manifestation and confidence building, along with I am a psychic advisor, so I provide spiritual readings for people that need that clarity. And in my sessions, a lot of times people really are feeling and fueling their anxiety and fear-based thoughts. So I want to give you insight into some of the ways that I coach them to get out of that fear spiral and to take more charge of their peace. So I'm going to be looking down at my list here because I have it all written out very thorough and I want to make sure I don't miss any tea. But let me go ahead and start with number one. And this is to take inventory of what you watch and listen to. It's super important to make sure that what you are ingesting is of a certain frequency. If you're just taking anything in, meaning you're scrolling and you get caught up in this loop of watching content that is just mindless, or that is dramatic in nature, or that is all focused on fear-based topics, maybe you think it's beneficial because it's the news, but remember, everything in balance. If you are overdoing it, feeding your mind with what you cannot control, you will not feel in control within your life. So it's super important to balance even something as good as the news with your spiritual awakening, with things that allow you to understand more parts of your inner knowingness and your inner being, your spirit, and not just the human parts of yourself that walk and talk in this world. It's really, really important to understand that just as much as you watch what you eat, it is critical to monitor what you are watching and hearing. If you're listening to music that doesn't really have good messaging and you're blasting that all of the time, guess what? You're programming your subconscious mind to whatever that artist is finding important to them, whatever they are writing and singing about. You are ingesting that on a daily basis in a hypnotic way. You are training your mind, your subconscious, to adopt those themes. So if you do want to improve your fear-based thoughts, your anxiety, try to switch things up. Try to take inventory over what you're watching and listening to and seeing if you can swap out some of those items with high vibe music. You know, there's healing tones that you can listen to for free, classical music. There's things that are really encouraging, motivational in nature, making sure that you're watching things that are productive, that achieve a goal, or that get your mind thinking bigger or grander, not fearful all the time of your neighbor and the world around you. So that's number one. Number two is ground yourself via physical activity. Ground yourself via physical activity. Get up, get up, get moving, get up from your desk. If you're working a 9 to 5 that requires you to be there. You know, if you're someone who's driving, I know a lot of people that drive Uber or for different companies that require them to sit a lot. If you're home and you're stressed out from your day, you may think you just want to eat, binge TV, and just be there. Get up, because the more that your energy is sitting stagnant, the more anxiety can build, because your energy flow isn't releasing, it isn't healing by rounding out the energy with movement. And there's various types of things you can do. It doesn't have to just be, exercise in the traditional sense. It can be dance. It could be spiritual tapping. And this is a practice where you hit the different meridians that you have that hold different energy stories, and you state things that you're healing, new things, new perspectives that you're going to be bringing into your life. This is a good way to take charge of the fear-based, free-reigning thoughts that are happening and to switch them into something positive. There's yoga. Yoga is a great process for people not looking to be so physically intense with running or hiking, but it still gets your body stretching and moving and not just being stagnant. So that is a great way to decrease fear-based thinking because it is a mindful practice and puts you in a place of flow. So try it on for size. Number 3, this is get creative. Get creative. Do something that just isn't for work, for family, for obligation. Getting creative is about just expressing the essence of who you are just because. This is another flow activity that allows you to be flexible, to be imaginative, to be connected to the here and now. Practicing mindfulness is an excellent way to release fear-based thinking and to cut anxiety because it connects you and tethers you to the right now. You don't have time to drift back into the past and harbor things or to go too far into the future, a space that you cannot control. That builds anxiety, that type of energy of not being present. But when you are creative, whether you're painting, you're drawing, you're building something that is just so new to you, you're being playful with the energy of creation. That energy is so beneficial to you, to your health, to your spiritual peace, to your emotional well-being. So try getting creative in whatever way suits you. Photography, whatever it may be, it doesn't have to fit in a box. It's just something that is special to you. Number 4, clear your energy. Clear your energy. Sage, Palo Santo, opening a window, lighting some incense, having intentional prayer over your being. You want to clear your energy because I promise you, a lot of times our anxious thoughts and our fear-based thoughts are not just our own. They're picked up. They're picked up from people and experiences around us. You know, you are in a situation where you're receiving poor customer service, you're taking on someone's stress, someone's agitation, and then you're all like tight. You're tight. You're irritable. You have to shake that. Maybe you're a mother and you want to be there for your children in every way that you can think of, but you're constantly pouring and forgetting to pour back into yourself. You holding all of that energy for your children, it needs to be cleared away so you can be the best version of yourself for them, so you can show up in the world the right way for them. But if you're bogged down with their problems and then you have your own, there's just so much, and eventually you will feel completely depleted, and even your health can actually suffer. So do things to clear your energy. There's crystal healing. There's going to receive Reiki, which prettyspirits.com offers. There's so many ways to release tension and clear your energy very intentionally. Just remembering to hold the intention of the energy being cleared is critical. You could be in a shower and declare that I am now clearing my energy. I am now letting go of nothing that shouldn't be here, of anything. I'm letting go of anything that shouldn't be here. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. I am letting go of the emotions and the experiences that people dumped on me. I am saying no, it is no good. It is not meant to be here. I release you. This is the time to take your power back by clearing your energy consistently. Number 5, ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions. Why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you watching what you're watching? Why are you eating what you are eating? Why are you taking these steps towards something if it isn't really something you care about? Ask yourself the why behind your actions. Too many of us act on autopilot. We're going through the motions, we're doing things for others, but we aren't realizing that this affects our mental health. Being a people pleaser is not a pleasing environment for you long term. It affects your anxiety. It does feed into fear-based thinking because you can have a scarcity mindset, feeling that if you don't show up for others, or, if you don't do what they say, that you won't have friends, that you won't have a partner, that you'll chase family away, that, if you don't stay those long hours, that you won't keep your job. But you have to understand, having that mindset doesn't serve you. You have to ask yourself question, why am I doing it? Am I doing it for me? Am I doing it for the ultimate good of who I am? Am I doing it because it aligns with my purpose? Or am I doing it for validation? Am I doing it to be loved? Am I doing it because I don't want to be alone? Really think through the why behind your actions, and that can eliminate a lot of anxiety, because that fear-based energy, that toxic worry, it comes from this fear that you won't have, or you won't experience, or you won't achieve. But the thing is, the more authentic you are to yourself, the more you stand in your power, the less anxiety and fear that can take root. So make sure to ask yourself why you're living the way you are living, so you can wake up and adjust if needed. Number 6, forgive and let go. Forgive and let go. This energy of release allows you to not hold unnecessary, unhealthy energy inside of you. When you carry baggage, that baggage has more of a chance to be triggered every single day you move through life. But when you don't carry that baggage, things don't affect you or set you off. You become less reactionary because I've healed that. You can offer the situation grace, empathy, compassion, because you're not harboring resentment or old wounds around that topic. So forgiveness really isn't about the other person and letting them off of the hook. Forgiveness is saying, I don't want to carry your stuff with me. I don't want you controlling my life going forward. I want to learn from this. I want to grow from this. And I want to keep it moving, because I have things to achieve in this life. And it can't be achieved in the same efficient way if I'm dragging around all this heaviness from your betrayal, your deception, the wrongdoings that I perceive happened. Instead, I'm going to offer this experience closure and move on. So forgive and let go, because when you do that, there's such a feeling of freedom. And when you're feeling free, there is less time to feel anxious and fearful. All right, let's go into number 7. Number 7, it's all about playing out the worst case scenario. Let's just go ahead and do it, because your mind is sitting there trying to avoid the worst case scenario and is trying to resist. And whenever you try to resist something in this real world we're in, it will persist. It will continue to build and build and build. And you won't even be able to put your finger on logic anymore. It'll just seem so larger than life. So that's why I encourage my clients in our sessions together to speak out your worst case scenario. Even write it out. Write out the worst case scenario that could happen. And let's go ahead and build strategy around it. So if the worst case scenario is you lose your job, okay, from there, you lose housing. From there, you lose relationships. And from there, you feel alone, and you just fall flat, and you just feel so discouraged, and you have trouble finding ends that meet and all of the things. How about let's build solutions to all of those circumstances? How about you start looking into plans, emergency plans to catch you before the fall? But if you don't face that fear head on, you have no chance to develop strategy. With knowledge comes awareness, comes courage, comes power. So you want to make sure, okay, I lose my job. I have a plan in place that these are the places that I look for a backup job. These are the people that I turn to as my support system. If I don't have a support system, I start to create one really fast of friends and loved ones that could help me, or a mentor, or a group of people that are into the same things I am into. Because not having family is not an excuse. Not having friends is not an excuse. We live in this world full of people that have all types of interests that are very similar to the things that you may be interested in, but you have to be vulnerable and step out there. And first, that vulnerability needs to start with you being vulnerable with you. Worst case scenario, this is my strategy. Let me find the resources that can be in place just in case things go left. Because by doing that, I'm mitigating such fear and anxiousness because I can see if this goes left, I can go right and all things will fall into place. So try your best to write out the worst case scenario because majority of the time when we do that, it releases the fear, okay? But holding it in and not facing it and resisting it, that is what we don't want. If it comes to love, worst case scenario, he doesn't really like you. You tell some truth about yourself that you're ashamed of, and they turn their back on you. You guys break up, you're in depression, yada, yada, yada. Okay. From there, strategy. You have a healing plan in place. You understand that you were truest to yourself. That's what really matters. And from that point, you know now to manifest someone who will accept those parts of your being, all parts of your being, instead of just running, and then from there you move forward, heal, and then create love from a better, more aware space that this person that I'm drawing in needs to attract or accept all parts of who I am. So do this strategy no matter what it's about. Fear-based around money, love, family, what have you. There's a health concern that a family member is going through. Worst case scenario, they pass away. I lose my loved one. But from there, what do you develop? You develop a deeper relationship with their spiritual essence, with their spiritual being, and communicate to them in different ways. Yes, not physically, but how will you maintain such a love and appreciation for them? How will you keep their spirit alive if things do go that way? Just talk it out. It doesn't mean you're trying to create that worst case scenario. It means you're facing it and you're allowing the energy to wash over you so you can feel more empowered in the future. Going to number 8. Ending toxic relationships. End toxic relationships. Toxic relationships are a huge culprit of inspiring anxiety and fear-based thoughts in my clients. Toxic relationships, these could be friends who really don't want the best for you, are constantly belittling you, judging you, jealous of you, envious, or this could be a romantic partner, this could be a colleague, this could be a boss. But toxic relationships that don't honor you or support you on your journey towards a goal that you have in mind, those toxic relationships are weight. They are weight. And all they're saying is, you're not enough, you're not worth it, you don't need to be seen, you should be ashamed, and all those feelings inspire anxiety because we're resisting who we naturally are. We're resisting seeing a solution. We're resisting the energy of love, and we're swimming in fear. And we're allowing other people outside of ourselves to build upon our fear of not feeling loved, of not feeling validated, of being abandoned. All of those are fears that really can be faced when you have a loving community, a loving partner, a loving work environment. And you have the power to manifest these types of realities. You do not have to settle for less than what you really deserve. In my manifestation coaching sessions, we build plans in place where you can see, this is what I ultimately want. I want a career that isn't toxic, that I have a boss who sees me, who values me. We write out, we go to the very essence of what you want, and we build a plan to get there, not just to settle for things that make you feel crappy because they're so toxic. You are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. Whatever you desire in this life, you are worth it. So don't let a toxic connection keep you away from your blessings. Number 9, and this is my last one for this series. If you have others that are not on this list and you want to teach your fellow watchers how to get out of fear-based thoughts and anxiety, comment below. Let them know your gems as well. Let me know. I'm always here to learn. But let's go to number 9, which is protect your energy in public settings. Protect your energy in public settings. This means at work, at the mall, running errands. People are out here just dumping toxic energy. People are out here really just spewing hate, mistrust, and doubt. And they walk with an attitude, they work with an attitude, and If you're too tapped in and you don't realize how their energy is just flooding yours, you need to be more self-aware. This is the time where you really take stock. Where am I spending my time? Like, what places do I go to? If that store really doesn't make you feel good every time you walk in and you feel like, oh, I got to do this, and you feel drained, or working with a group of people that you have to work with, every time you're around them, they start to gossip and, just really bullshit talk, and you're feeling like, okay, I don't really fit in, but I'm going to try to fit in by becoming who they are. So let me gossip as well so I'm accepted. All of that is not protecting your energy. It's not protecting your vibration from their low vibes. And then you take that home. You're trying to have peace. You're trying to get to sleep. And you notice there's tension within and you resist it. That can create anxiety. That can create fear-based thoughts. Or even perceiving the group think of I have to be negative to fit in with them. That is a fear-based scarcity mindset that just keeps rolling and rolling until it's so overwhelming to you that anxiety can ensue. So I really request that you find ways to protect your energy while out in public. And this goes from noticing red flags, walking away. This could be crystal healing, where you have something like selenite or black tourmaline, black obsidian carried on your person, so you can just remove people who are just not the right vibe. You have a piece of fluorite in your office. We're all about crystal healing here on this channel. You do things to, sage yourself at work. You do things to get outside and just take deep breaths because, okay, I have to finish this shift, but I want to do so in the best way possible. So let me wash them off. But try ways to visualize a barrier of white light between you and the people that you're around in public. But disengage. Disengage as much as you can from people that do not have your best interest at heart and that just add an element of fear and worry to your life. These are some ways to manage fear-based thoughts and anxiety, and I hope that you really gained value from them. The conversation does not have to end here. You can find me on Instagram at Pretty Spirits Co. And if you want to book a session with me and have more tailored information given to you through coaching or a reading, you can visit www.prettyspirits.com. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe and share this value with someone who could use it. As always, have a good day, and until next time.